Joy.
Good to meet you.
I'm so excited. Are you excited to see your brain?
Excited, nervous.
What are you the most nervous about?
The unknown.
The unknown.
Maybe.
Well, we'll make the unseen seen.
Perfect.
Love that. Come. Taylor, I'm so excited to meet you and be helpful to you. How'd you hear about me?
Actually, I was at it's like a recertification convention for psychologists, I think. It's in Dallas. I was going with my godmother. She speaks at it. And they have all the booths, and there was your booth. And she was like, oh my gosh, Dr. Raymond. And I was like, what? And I ended up like talking to the guy that was running the booth for like 40 minutes. And here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I read your history.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at your scan, looked at your testing. So I have a pretty good idea why you're here. But I want to hear from you your goals. What would make this a really important visit for you?
Yeah, I think just wanting to know more about my brain. After like working through COVID, I've noticed a lot of differences in myself, and I've never really like struggled with my mental health prior to working in the hospital and dealing with working through COVID. So since then, I haven't really been the same. So kind of just wanted to see what was going on.
So some issues with anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
depression,
Mm-hmm.
trauma, and the trauma is mostly COVID related?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. So you graduated nursing school
Mm-hmm.
in the fall of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's a year people are never going to forget,
Yeah,
right? Your grandchildren will know that year.
yeah,
Soon after you started working as a COVID nurse during high flu season, that you didn't have full staff, that you were not your best self.
yeah,
After 3 to 4 months, depression started coming in waves. Days you didn't really want to move much. You'd actually work in bed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Could be high functioning, but your therapist you've seen thinks you have PTSD from the time of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and that you use dissociation
Mm-hmm.
as a way to cope.
Yeah.
The brightest people use dissociation.
Great.
It's a smart person's defense mechanism.
Okay, great.
But in January 2020, felt numb, and pinpointing your emotions was hard. And you started a book called How to Do the Work, which is a really good book.
Yeah,
But you're like, no,
yeah,
because there's more childhood stuff.
yeah,
So you had some anxiety before COVID,
mm-hmm.
more than sort of the normal person, or
I mean, I think part of it was also like going through nursing school. It's not like an easy thing to be doing, but I always put a lot of pressure on myself to be good at what I'm doing, and do the best that I can be. And so
pressure from yourself or from other people?
mostly from myself. I grew up dancing my whole life, so it was always like, that's all I did 24/7. So it was a lot of like, just, I need to be better. I need to do better. So a lot of
What
that.
kind of dancing?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I competed like my whole life, and I even went to college for it. Before I did nursing, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I went to college for dance, and then I was like, no, I think I want to do nursing. So I switched it up. But yeah, I danced.
What was the goal with dancing?
I don't know. I didn't know at the time. I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and my parents had no clue what to do when it came time to like apply for college. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I knew I loved dance, and I ended up getting into this great school. I would have dance from 7 to 10 and then go to school, and then I would dance from 4 to 9:30 and then come home. And
Oh my goodness. You were dancing 6 hours a day?
a lot, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I did dance team at my high school and like studio. So it was a
It's
lot.
great for your brain
Uh-huh.
development.
Yeah.
Dancing is great. Because of the coordinate. Now, if you drink when you dance, not so good. When did the panic attacks start?
In high school. I didn't get too many. They're definitely a lot more frequent now. But yeah, definitely had a couple in high school for sure.
What triggered?
Probably just trying to navigate everything from school to dance to social life to homework to family life, just trying to like balance all that.
Sounds like.
Yeah, and I'm definitely one that is I will carry all the weight so other people don't have to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I might want to help you lose. So that's never going to help you.
He's laughing over there because he knows it's true.
How often do they happen now?
Now, today, I'd probably say like once a month. Maybe like 2 years ago, they were like pretty frequent. But now they're just like the ones that come out of nowhere, and I know they'll pass. So I can like get myself through it because it happens so frequently that I know I'll get through it. So if there's like an odd, optimistic way to look at it, I know that
you have experience with it, and it's not killed you.
Yeah.
So when you think you're going to die, it's like probably not.
Yeah. So
head trauma, elementary school, hit your head in a volleyball pole, and you got knocked out. How old were you?
It's probably in like third grade. I was elementary school for sure. But yeah.
So like 8.
Yeah. I was playing with a friend, and we were like jokingly pulling each other's hair, poking each other, whatever. And she went to chase me, and I turned and I hit the pole, and then I fell straight down on the floor. And then I opened my eyes to people.
Oh, the person on the scene told you didn't have a concussion.
Yeah.
The school counselor told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't think we went to urgent care or anything after that. I can't remember. I could be wrong. My mom's probably sitting watching me. I took you. I'm not a bad mom. But no, we may have gone to urgent care, but I didn't know. No one said I had anything wrong.
Okay. I think that's actually part of what's going on with you.
Okay.
It's probably part of why you didn't do as well in school as you could have.
Yeah.
And why it makes you more vulnerable to dissociate.
Okay.
All right. Want to see your scan?
Yeah.
So we do a study called SPECT, and SPECT looks at blood flow and activity. It looks at how your brain works, and it basically shows us 3 things. Good activity, you have a lot. Too little, and you have very clear errors, I think from the concussion. And too much.
Okay.
You have what? So
yeah,
my job becomes balancing it just so you feel happier.
Yeah.
And so here's an example of a healthy scan.
Okay.
When we look at your scan, see your temporal lobes? So you have a beautiful brain. People who use drugs or drink too much, smoke, they have a bumpy brain. Begins to look shriveled. So if we look at the top of your brain, you have a beautiful brain.
She's great.
But if you look right here, that's low in activity. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's concussion. And if we go to the top surface of your scan, looks awesome.
Yeah.
Little dent right here, probably where your brain's in a closed space. If you hit here, it goes back.
Yeah.
But then it hurts your temporal lobes, which are here. Now, if I was you, the question I would ask is, can you make them better? And I have a program that tells me if you do what I ask you to do, it can just be normal. So that's the goal. So hyperbaric oxygen and some supplements can really help make a difference. Now, this view, so healthy, busy in the back, everything else is quiet.
Yeah.
When we go to your scan, your mood center's up, your anxiety and irritability center is up. So when you get that, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
And you worry. And you like things a certain way. And if they're not a certain way, it just agitates you, irritates you.
Yeah.
Right? But if you connect these dots, it looks like a diamond. And the diamond is past trauma, emotional trauma.
Yeah.
So there's evidence of physical trauma, evidence of emotional trauma. This is where whatever therapist you see, I want you to do EMDR. It's a specific psychological treatment for trauma. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. And because it's fast and it helps take the traumas, helps them dissipate, helps get them out of your head. You just sat and talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting re-traumatized.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
When you exercise now, I want you to do coordination exercises.
Okay.
Like dance.
That sounds
like
fun
dance.
to me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm also a huge fan of weight training, especially for women, because the stronger you are as you age, the less likely you are to get Alzheimer's disease. What are you doing now for work?
Combination of social media. I have it's called Lemons by Tay. It's like a blog that I started just kind of sharing my journey. Because when I left the hospital, I was like, I want to like share what I'm going through and kind of help people because I have a platform. From there, I started a nonprofit that's mental health based, and I'm launching a podcast soon. So that's kind of just, I'm very passionate about mental health and helping people and spreading.
What's your nonprofit?
The Lemons Foundation. I'm kind of like when life gives you lemons. Because in 2020, life was chucking lemons at me. I was just getting pummeled with lemons. But with it, I want to do a lot of just outreach work. And there's definitely a lot of talk, like talking about mental health is very cool now. But I want to like provide resources and like build a community for people like to kind of take the next step into healing or even just talking about it. So
I'm actually going to give you our blue box. Body Power. In Brain and Body Power, 2 packets a day, multiple vitamin, fish oil, brain boost.
Okay.
And it's what I use to help repair brain.
Awesome.
Questions?
No. Excited.
So what do you think about the concussion still sort of hanging around in your brain?
I mean, half not surprising, half surprised that it is still very much there and I was still so young, but I did hit my head pretty hard, so it makes sense. But yeah, that's wild seeing it, that it's still very much affecting my brain.
So our goal is to repair it.
Yeah.